Hello, Women in Society students. We are starting this week talking about maternal mortality. So I've put this PowerPoint together. You are also welcome to go through it on your own, but just the part on maternal mortality. There are some other parts in here about sex trafficking and FGM. We will get to those a little bit later. But for now, let's just talk about maternal mortality. I've divided our study of it into sort of two sections: maternal mortality in the United States and then maternal mortality globally speaking. I really liked this quote here by Robert Browning, famous poet. Motherhood, all love begins here. All love begins and ends there. And I want to take a moment and make sure that we affirm and recognize how important motherhood really is. In Spanish 4-5 honors, we read this book called La Travesía de Enrique, Enrique's Journey, and it's about a little boy whose mother decides that the best choice for her family is for her to go to the United States and to work there. And to earn money and to send it back to Honduras, where her family is. Well, the story is this saga of this little boy who feels completely abandoned, hopeless, living in despair because his mother is not in his life. And that story always touches me because then I remember, wow, mothers are so important. So why are we letting them die in childbirth? Why do we not honor and praise mothers more? I think we as mothers are very much taken for granted. So if you get the opportunity later today, thank your mother for being so wonderful and for being the bearer and giver of life. Now, women are dying in childbirth. Yes, in developing nations it happens a lot. But what I don't think we often realize is that it also happens here in the United States. Mothers are dying at an alarming rate in the United States. So if we look here at some of these slides, first of all, this is the definition that WHO gives. Maternal mortality refers to the death of a woman while pregnant, irrespective of the duration and site of the pregnancy, for any cause related to or aggravated by the pregnancy or its management, but not from accidental or incidental causes. So I also believe that maternal mortality can happen anytime from the moment that a woman is pregnant, during birth, and up to a year after birth, I believe. The mental health of mothers is starting to get more attention as well. So there is something called postpartum depression that can hit women really hard, and it can lead to unpleasant outcomes for women and, of course, for the babies. So this was from an NPR story that came out in 2018. NPR and ProPublica have been investigating why American mothers die in childbirth at a far higher rate than other developed countries. A mother giving birth in the U.S. is about 3 times as likely to die as a mother in Britain and Canada. So that's kind of a shocking statistic. And here are some more statistics. I will not bore you by going over all of these, but I think if you have some time, you may want to read over these slides in a little bit more detail. But I'll just read this first line here. For every American woman who dies from childbirth, 70 nearly die. So it's not only that women are dying, it's also the fact that we are not taking mothers' complaints and ailments and illnesses seriously. Women are just being discredited for being crazy or whatever these things are that we often blame women and their hysteria on. Women are not being believed when they say they are suffering from certain symptoms. Now, here's just a chart. If you are a visual learner, you can see the maternal mortality rate in the USA is 26.4. I want to say that there have been some new studies come out, and it might even be higher than that, 26.4, but I could be wrong. Go ahead and look that up in the Google. Also, if you look here, you can see how low Germany, France, and other countries' maternal mortality rates are compared to ours. And then for your homework, if we were in class, we'd watch these together, which I would prefer, but since we're not, you need to watch them on your own. So this is the idea of what we were talking about before. Even though a lot of women are not dying, there are a lot of women who are having severe complications and almost dying. So these are their stories here in this documentary, and you can watch those. They're also on the P-Learning page below this video. And here's another one. This is a PBS NewsHour. I believe this is only a year old. So this is an ongoing conversation on maternal mortality in our country. Obviously, COVID-19 has taken over much of the media as of late, but this is still an issue that's very prevalent today. And I even included an article about how COVID-19 is affecting pregnant mothers and child delivery. So our class is intersectional, so we have to remember that race can affect the outcomes of certain problems for women. So Black women have an even higher chance of dying in childbirth than white women or even Latino women. So this PBS news report just addresses this question: why are Black mothers and infants far more likely to die in the U.S. from pregnancy-related causes? And this is just are you feeling ambitious or bored? It's an NPR story on maternal mortality, and basically it's saying that we are so focused on the infant that we are completely forgetting that the mothers also need aftercare from birth. And that is not to say that the infant is not important. Absolutely, there's nothing more important than an infant life. There's nothing more beautiful than giving birth. But if we're completely focused on the child and we ignore the mother and her complaints and her ailments and her symptoms, we're doing the infant a disservice, because the mother could die, and then that child is left without a mother for the rest of his or her life. So again, this is optional. And I believe that's where we stop. Yes. Okay, so that's the end of this. Sorry I got a little long-winded, but I hope that helps you navigate the rest of your work on maternal mortality. Good luck. Email me or shoot me a message if you need any help with anything. Take care, and I look forward to meeting with you very soon.